Quickshot Henry and Mitch Kreppel Vorspools. Gentlemen, it's hard to believe 2 weeks of Worlds has already gone by us. Now we're in Chicago for some quarterfinals.
We have 3 more weeks of Worlds. It's going to be great. Only 40% done. I'm excited for some top 8.
I'm super stoked. Chicago for all the quarterfinals. Seeing those 2 halves of the bracket play out. It's pretty lopsided in my opinion, but I think that makes it more interesting and more exciting once we see the games play out.
I'm going to be honest with you, Riv. I'm just here for deep dish pizza.
Fair enough. At least we have honesty here at the chairs. With the end of the group stage and our quarterfinals now coming up, the groups have been locked. We've got Cloud9 versus Samsung Galaxy this Thursday, SK Telecom T1 versus Royal Never Give Up on Friday, with the Rocks Tigers versus Edward Gaming starting on Saturday, and finally, Albus Nox Luna and H2K will clash and wrap things up on Sunday. We'll talk a little bit about this, but not too deep because we got to go into the games.
As you mentioned, Trevor, lopsided bracket, North America and European LCS, obviously 2 powerhouse regions at Worlds.
Not quite what I meant.
On the same side, so free road for Cena into the finals, no big problem.
Freak, but that logic.
Yeah.
Albus Nox are going to take down the 2 biggest regions at Worlds. LCL CIS representing. I'm excited to see what they do.
Everybody's talking about how happy H2K and C9 are with the side of the bracket, but I think Samsung Galaxy is honestly the happiest team out there. They're more likely to make it all the way to the finals. Still need to see if somebody can upset the Korea versus Korea final dream.
And could that somebody be, let's talk about it for a second, Albus Nox Luna from the LCL. These guys, a wildcard team has never made it to the top 8.
Right, and that makes it an incredible showing. Like, that's a really big deal. They took out the #1 EU LCS team, G2. They even took a game off Rocks Tigers, who were the tournament favorite in the group stage, so good on them. Yeah, they beat CLG as well, but that wasn't as hard. CLG was not expected to do that well, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's reasonable. But yeah, I mean, theoretically, right, if Albus Nox could beat #1 in EU, which is G2, they can beat the #3 team in EU, which is H2K. Like, that is realistically possible for a top 4 from the team that was power ranked 15th or 16th in the tournament.
Yeah, we are moving into best of 5, so I think that's where some of their weaknesses will show up, but they've still made history. They can leave the tournament with head held high if they fail here, but they have a realistic chance of making it out still, because they just bring their own style to the games. They weren't handed over any victories, they claimed them themselves, and more importantly, they made League of Legends fun again with great combos like the Poppy and Nivea, and they're just a super fun team to watch. So I can't wait for whatever extra special strategy they got prepared.
It really is a fairy tale story for them, except it's a kind of a choose your own adventure. They're still writing it, they can sign off, so we'll see how they do. So now let's take a moment to step back, suit up, and listen into the comms from week 2 of Worlds and our latest episode of Mic Check.
I hate when Chris stays 5 minutes next to me. He's like, it's gonna be okay, alright? Hey, are you okay? Hey, maybe you need something, you need a tissue?
Sleep inside the eye of your mind. You know you might find 세상에 비 오감당 두 명인데 우리를 봐 어떻게 두 명이나 우리를 봐.
What the fuck?
I got the pen.
Каким я мог?
I have pineapple.
Каким я мог?
Pineapple pen.
Блять, вызывай, сука.
Pineapple pen. Pineapple apple pen.
혹시 이번에는?
나 있어.
니달리 들어갔고 니달리 노플
니달리 잡았어.
나이스! 나 잡았어
이거!
쉐라 호미야
Я отслышал, Райс меня увинить пошел.
Дефой мид.
Бля, я дам
Иду. Здесь ТП. Иду к стажеру. Стажер, ты ко мне, можешь добежать? Стажер. Заставил, съебуй, стажер, я тебя не могу сильнее вывести.
Я вышел.
Окей, вышел.
新 W 小心前面有 W 不能可以 배웠다
One Poppy. Snare 3, 2. I can speed you guys up.
I can kill here.
Okay.
Take it. I'm chasing. Commit.
Just commit.
Yeah, just commit. We can chase. Chase.
I will
I'll take it.
civil
Rek'Sai. Kill Rek'Sai is more important. He will take this down here. Okay, go push mid. We cannot match, I think, because they have Rek'Sai alive. I'm speeding you, Peter.
1.5
I'm on Rumble.
2
He's 1 HP. Peter.
Jace 1 HP I go for Rumble
Look at Jim. Go.
Nice
Bam. Alright, let's go back.
끝나게 해야 돼. 게임 안 끝나게.
발언 줘, 발언 줘.
죽지 마요, 죽지 마요. 죽지 마요. 나이스. You can just start. Okay, just do it. Just do it.
It's fine, just
I
do
go
it.
mid, I go into zone here, I go into zone.
也在哪也在哪。
投到
Go stone, go first.
No. Best,
Okay, pulse.
What HP?
Lee's not here, Lee's not here. Oh, Lee's there.
2000，ナイス。ナイス，可以。红里边，给我浪步，可以，ナイス。
Hey, go with Rice. We can go.
Yeah.
Go. Go,
I
Cannon.
slow them.
They're all low.
I go dual back. We go dual back. Kite. We can win though.
Kite.
Yes.
They're all low.
I got Nash. I got Drake.
I spit kite.
Malzar. Poppy.
We can keep fighting. Keep fighting.
Go, Kate.
I got them.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Nexus. Блять, я не добью.
Крипы добьют!
Я держу. Крипы. All right, gentlemen, let's start to break down some of the quarterfinal matches. We're into the best of fives now, and Cloud9 versus Samsung Galaxy is going to be the first match on the docket. Starts Thursday. How are we feeling about this?
I think it's a tough road for C9. I think legitimately every single quarterfinal is winnable by any single team. C9 Samsung, if Samsung plays like they did in week 2 of the group stage, they are, I think, a top 2 team at Worlds. Not even just considering the bracket, I think they're a top 2 team at Worlds. So if that form holds up, C9 are super screwed. But I talked to Vitos after the games, and he said we did not play as well as we normally did during group stage. That something was wrong. Hopefully they are able to recover. It's a pretty quick turnaround. Those were the last 2 groups to end and the first 2 teams to play here in quarters. So there's very little time to change how well you do play. But if C9 comes back to form and Samsung plays like they did in the Korean playoffs, I think that's actually a closer match for C9.
But before we dive into the specifics of the matchup, we need to look at how these teams got here. And Samsung, they got out of a very tough group of death, and they made it out honestly convincingly, especially in week 2, as opposed to C9, who barely scraped by. So in that sense alone, I definitely agree. Samsung Galaxy, maybe not in top 2, depending on how the tournament scales, but definitely top 3 team at Worlds for me. So I'm, getting a little afraid for the American Pie.
You look at the whole group. You talk about the group of death. The 3 fastest games and fastest wins of the entire Worlds tournament so far was from the same group. It started with RNG smashing Splice, and then the following week, Samsung Galaxy beat 2 consecutive fastest games. They were so dominant. They were so strong. I think it's an uphill battle. And then you look at Cloud9, and they had the ridiculous 70-minute game against Flash Wolves. They ended up, taking the tiebreaker the following week. That was, 50-ish minutes? The mid to late game is just not good for Cloud9. So all of the chips are stacked in Samsung Galaxy's favor, and it makes it very tough. But there is a part of you that goes, Cloud9 could still do it. They could still get better and find some magic, which is kind of weird, right? Because we're so heavily favoring Samsung.
But they would have to surprise, because if you look at the matchups, I don't think there's a single winning matchup really on the side of C9. We could go over them all, but one that I'm really looking forward to is the one in the mid lane with Brown, especially if we take a look at mid lane meta game. The likes of Aurelion Sol, Syndra taking off the board usually all the time, which means you end up in a very Ryze versus Victor meta. Jensen has lost both sides of that matchup in week 2, and Crown has shown that he's probably the best Victor at the tournament. That alone gives way more edge in pick and ban for Samsung.
And it's worth specifically pointing out that in the group stage, Crown, the mid laner for Samsung, absolutely smashed Bjergsen, who is unequivocally a better player right now than Jensen is. So if you smash someone who's better than you, you're also probably going to get smashed afterwards. So, that's an important thing to note. And talking about Samsung as a team, right? You mentioned that they have 2 of the very fastest game at Worlds, and they're normally a team that excels playing the mid to late game, playing 40-minute battles. That's what their bread and butter had been throughout the Korean season, which is going to be a strength against C9, who wins mid to late game, but not as good as Samsung, right? So, the stack rank of strengths does seem to line up so well for Samsung Galaxy, but the point that always matters is how well you play on the day, and that is always a chance for C9 to take the
Final thoughts before they choose.
I just definitely want to look at top lane as well and say that, while Impact is really good, even without much attention, I think QV is so strong to hold his own. Everyone on Samsung, I feel, is a solid, constant player. Ambition hasn't really had 2 high highs and 2 low lows in the tournament. QV can definitely hold his own against Impact in the top lane. And then C9 will likely have to rely on smoothly roaming again. They're playing against a very lane dominant bot lane, at least that picks for a laning phase. So in that sense, it's going to be rough for C9 to do anything. But best of fives, you never know.
You never know. Well, you've kind of voted already from what I've heard. Maybe it'll change. Crepo, we'll start with you. Who's going to take this match? Samsung Galaxy or Cloud9?
Talk too much already, Samsung Galaxy.
Trevor?
I think that if Cloud9 are going to win, and there's a lot of mid lane bans, then it's going to be up to Impact. But I'm going to say my head is telling me Samsung Galaxy is going to win the series.
Freak?
Yeah, pipe in the crowd noise from last week where everyone said not NA teams as well. Sorry, home crowd, but I think Samsung Galaxy is definitely the favorite. There's a C9, but it's unlikely.
All right. Well, while we wait to see if these guys know what they're talking about, let's see if you guys knew the pro. All right, here at Worlds, there are only a few pro players left. That should have made it all the more easy for you to guess this week's Know the Pro. On Tuesday, we tweeted out a glimpse of someone from the final 8 teams. And if you had guessed it was H2K's jungler Jankos, then you would have been correct. Jankos and the rest of H2K surprised everyone by going 4-0 in Week 2 and earning the #1 spot in Group C. Jankos managed to do it with a 5.33 KDA, 73.6 kill participation, and a 100% first blood kill participation. Spicy. Now, Jankos and his H2K brothers will take on Albus Nox Luna in the quarterfinals. That's H2 what? H2 looking to make the semifinals. That's what. All right, gentlemen, so we've heard what you had to say about the first quarterfinal. Some liked it, some didn't. They'll let you know on Twitter. We got to move to the next quarterfinal. It is going to be SKT versus Royal Never Give Up, an amazing quarterfinal matchup. Some would say a finals early.
A finals early? I mean, it was a final, right?
Exactly.
A few years back. I don't know. I think SKT also have to be the favorites here. You know, you look at both teams. There's question marks around both, but there's significantly bigger question marks around RNG. They have looked abysmal, and they have looked phenomenal, but only against TSM. Look at the 2 wins against TSM. They look pretty good. They look pretty concise. They're on the same page. They're working on the unit. But then you look at the other 4 games that RNG played, and I think there's significant weaknesses that SKT can punch. Even though SKT are not firing necessarily on all cylinders, I still think they have exactly what it takes to take down RNG, who have looked lost and have made this business.
I think it's interesting. I agree. SKT are our favorites here. You know, I said the Samsung Galaxy may be like the #2 team in the world. SKT would be the #1 in that case. There's a point I want to bring up. Hypothetical. You mentioned that they were really good against TSM. I saw a fan theory that Royal said, okay, we're going to lose to Samsung, no big deal, but we're going to tunnel on TSM and make sure we can beat them. And they spent all their world prep making sure they can beat TSM. If that's true, and they're able to dedicate those same resources to tunneling on SKT and like...
Analyzing approach.
Minions have spawned.
I am the first of many.
First blood.
Fuck.
Has been slain. Enemy double kill. Shut down.
Utmost efficiency.
An enemy has been slain. Double kill. Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain. Has been slain.
Metal is perfection.
An ally has been slain. Killing spree. Enemy double kill. Shut down.
With utmost efficiency.
Your turret has been destroyed. Has been slain. Age. Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain. Double kill. An enemy is unstoppable.
With utmost efficiency. Function over 4.
An enemy is dominating.
Metal is perfect. I am the first. Metal is perfect.
You have slain an enemy. Enemy triple kill. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
Analyzing approach.
turret has been destroyed.